It's not fiction, said I black out for real, then the track gone missing. If it's cap, I'm dipping. We ain't talking about a move, then it's flatline finished. When I spaz, I'm grinning. Put the peel off in the Sadies and I pass by spinning. It's perks with this life, but I don't have my skinach. Took a quick trip and now I'm back home winning. And I see they eyes pop like I snack on spinach. Pull up to the spot, she tryna grab my digits. I'm already 8 shots, a Henny past my limit. Here you go. Hazards with a dash full of tickets. I'ma act like I don't see them. I got bad eye vision. Y'all can't pass my scrimmage. While y'all tripping, it's Aruba. I realized I had to go and flip this.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 175 of Psychotic and Iconic. Paul's here along with my co-host Nick Theories and Philly Phil. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in to the live stream tonight. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and share it. Thank you to everybody that likes, follows, and subscribes to all of our platforms. Welcome back, brother.
Welcome back, man.
What a wild week.
What a wild weekend. That was insane. We them boys for real. That's crazy.
Yeah, you got explaining to do.
I will. I'll explain.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear this one.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear this one. I want to get right into it tonight because we got a lot of shit to cover since we're only doing one show a week. Let's start off with your fantasy freak and geek of the week.
All right. So the easy route is Devin Echaney, 18 carries, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. And he also had 4 catches for 30 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air. That was my freak of the week. If you started every single Dolphins player, you would have scored 205 fantasy points this week. That's absolutely insane.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that's my freak of the week.
Okay.
Is that yours?
Yeah. I mean,
All right.
Here's the thing. You could try and go a different route, but he deserves that honor because that was a performance of a lifetime.
You could lean Mostert,
but
Tyreek Hill. He had a great game. He had 30 fantasy points and it got overlooked.
But the thing is because Devin Echaney came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, I picked him up last week and I dropped him. So it's like, oh my God, Marvin Mims. Marvin Mims is all right though.
He's all right, but he's with some shit.
Yeah, he's with the shits.
Yeah.
So, who was your geek of the week?
So, all right. So yours was Devin Echaney too?
Of course.
I'll give an honorable mention too. I'm going to say Keenan Allen. The guy had 18 catches with 20 targets, 215 yards, a passing touchdown with 49 yards through the air. That was, which is a bomb to Mike Williams. Absolutely a dime too. He was my freak of the week. If it wasn't for Devin Echaney.
Keenan Allen was awesome. I'm so upset. I have him in my other league. I wish I had him in this league because he's really good. And we talked about that when we were going into fantasy. We were saying like Keenan Allen with Kellen Moore is going to assume the CD Lamb role. It's targets galore. And not for nothing, the other freak of the week that I can mention is Devontae Adams. He had 19 targets.
Yeah, he was excellent.
He was awesome. He had 40 points.
Yep.
So, but my geek of the week was Derrick Henry.
Damn, that was mine too.
Bro, you got 11 carries for 20 yards?
Yeah.
Look, I know Cleveland's defense is top 5, and they might be better than that. But there's some concern with Derrick Henry. Tajay Sharp isn't eating into his carries yet, but I believe that there is, if you're a Derrick Henry fantasy owner, there is cause for concern here because he's kind of looking like the wall is approaching, and the Titans aren't very good. So their game script is never going to be in his favor because, I mean, I know they stay close with the Chargers, but I don't see them getting better. D-Hop has been a regular. He's not being very impactful. So I think Derrick Henry is a concern.
He's not getting, so Tajay Spears is not getting more carries than Henry. However, Tajay Spears is outsnapped Derrick Henry 56% to 38% this week. And this is the second time this season where he has outsnapped Derrick Henry. What is going on in Tennessee? Is it trade brewing where they're trying to keep him fresh and they're trying to, they're going to make some moves here or something? Because when you have a talent like Derrick Henry, no way in hell should Tajay Spears be taking up any of his work like that. I'm talking 56%. He's playing more than half the snaps. Derrick Henry's playing a third of the snaps. Derrick Henry, right? We're not talking Joe Mixon. We're not talking the other mid-tier backs. We're talking Derrick Henry here. This guy is a certified lock to get 1,500 rushing yards a year, 10 touchdowns. He's a goddamn freak. And you're telling me Tajay Spears is eating up this much work? I'm concerned if I'm a Derrick Henry owner. I would be looking to to make some moves.
Me too, because you'll get value just on his name alone.
Absolutely.
But I mean,
But something's going on in Tennessee.
Yeah, there is cause for concern. I do think that they are gearing up to get Will Levis in there. How effective he'll be, I don't know, because Treylon Burks doesn't really look like anything special. D-Hop's not D-Hop.
Oh, he doesn't really have the quarterback.
That's what I'm saying.
To support him, yeah.
And I don't know if Will Levis can do that.
But D-Hop never really had another quarterback to really work with in his career. He's always had like the highs and the lows. Yeah, like the mid guys. So like, and he's always been great, fantastic, actually.
Yeah. Well, I used to argue all the time back in the day. D-Hop was the best receiver in the game. I mean, he was putting up the same numbers as all the other premier receivers.
Yeah.
And he was doing it. Brock Osweiler, Tom Savage, Matt Schaub. He was doing it with bums.
DeAndre Hopkins is the poster child for the argument against you need a quarterback.
Correct.
He really is the poster child for that argument because like what you said, he was outstanding with these mid-tier quarterbacks. And he was putting up 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. It didn't matter. He
was like, I don't want to say the first one, but he was a fantasy-proof player.
Yeah.
Every week you plugged him in, you had 15 to 20 points with ease.
It's like, oh damn, their starting quarterback got hurt in Houston. Oh, it's all good. Don't matter for D-Hop, bro. It's the next man up, and he's still going to get 100 yards and a tutty.
It
didn't matter. So yeah, he is the poster child for that.
I love D-Hop, dude. I always do.
Yeah, he gets my respect for that regard.
All right, let's get into these games. We had some wild ones. We're going to start off. The Eagles smacked the Bucs 25-11, improved to 3-0. Are you encouraged or discouraged by this win?
Oh, I got to be encouraged by this. The defense played absolutely outstanding. They only gave up 40-something rushing yards. The offense sputtered at moments. I'm questioning the play call. However, the Eagles are 3-0 without playing their best game. I'd rather be 3-0 with issues that I can correct than be 0-3 on issues I can't correct. So for me, I'm very encouraged with the Eagles. It's going to be a tough game with Tampa because it's on the road. It's Monday night, and you don't know what to expect with them because it's early for the Bucs. They were 2-0 coming to the game. Their defense has been playing outstanding, but I am encouraged by the win. I will say that.
No, I'm encouraged too. I think the Eagles have gotten to a point where people just expect them to win, and unless they win in dominating fashion, they're not going to get the credit that they deserve. But to go in there, they're 2-0. They were smacking Baker Mayfield. And Baker Mayfield ain't the best quarterback in the world. But here's the thing, too. Mike Evans dropped some really important passes.
Yeah.
Like the one Baker put right in his hands. He had to jump a little bit, but that's Mike Evans.
Yeah.
He catches that, and you get a field goal in that first drive.
True.
And those are just momentum swinging plays that make or break the game as you're playing.
Momentum, yeah. And you're home.
But I'm just encouraged by it, dude. The Eagles are doing Eagle things. However, Jalen Hurts and the offense still don't look sharp. And my biggest concern is that with Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen in this matter, they look like, I don't know if it's them or if it's the team telling them they look timid when they run the ball. There's no designed runs. Like Lamar had 14 carries. Lamar's a running quarterback. His legs are part of his game. He needs that to be successful. I believe Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen need the same thing, but Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts don't seem to be doing it. So I'm definitely concerned about that. But I mean, overall, what more do you want? You're 3-0.
The Eagles are probably, I think they're just facing a different front. They're facing a different defense. There's a quarterback spot now, like now you got to take account for his rushing. So now they're going to say, okay, beat us through the air. Well, he is 23 of 37, 277 yards and a touchdown. I know he had 2 picks. They were awful picks, but it didn't cost him the game. It wasn't like, anything, momentum building or whatever for the other team. I just think they were just 2 costly interceptions that were just boneheaded. Like he threw the one to Devin White that was literally right there, but that could have been a miscommunication with him and the receiver. I don't know who it was on top of my head, but I remember it looked like the receiver ran the wrong route. He was supposed to cut out and said he went in and he threw it to Devin White on the flat. So that's, but those things that you can correct. It wasn't like it was like a bad read where he didn't read the defense. It was just, I think the wide receiver ran the wrong route and he didn't anticipate Devin White being right there.
I'm not even worried about that. But here's the thing. I look at that play, and then on the flip side, the throw he made to Zacchaeus for the touchdown. stepping up in the pocket, throwing it, leading him perfectly.
It was beautiful.
Those are just throws that 2 years ago people said Jalen Hurts couldn't make. Jalen Hurts can make those throws. Jalen Hurts can play from the pocket.
Yeah, he can.
It's just the offense hasn't looked explosive yet. Like Dallas Goedert is still, I know I think he had 5 catches. He's running 3-yard outs. I don't understand what's going on with Dallas Goedert. They have a lot to figure out on offense. But again, I would rather figure it out while you're winning. I don't want them to peak now.
Yeah, I'm not overly concerned though with Hurts. I mean, I'm more concerned about the offensive play calling. Look, the first drive. I mean, outside the first drive, I don't mind going for it there. I did not mind the Eagles going for it in the 15-yard line in Bucks territory in the first drive. I just didn't mind it because we had a success rate of getting the first down historically with Jalen Hurts, right? So the history is on our side on that. 2, the Eagles offense is better than the Bucks defense regardless, right? And the Eagles defense is better than the Bucks offense. So we are expecting to be in these type of situations throughout the game, which the Eagles pretty much were. So I don't mind going for it there on the 15. Yeah, they didn't convert, but so what? I knew the Eagles would get more opportunities throughout the game. It's not like you're playing against the Ravens defense from 2000 where points become scarce. And you know what I mean? Like,
you know what it is for me? You have Brandon Staley going for it on 4th and 1 from his own 30 with his backup running back. It wasn't that situation. Mm-mm. You can go down into the other territory, and not for nothing, your run game was excellent last night.
Sure.
So you can you have that trust in them to get you there.
However, I didn't like the running back that was in there to get the.
And I was just, and that's where I was getting ready to lead us into the next part of this conversation is who do you think moving forward should handle the bulk of the carries? Because to me, it's obvious and it's evident.
It's not even a question. It's DeAndre Swift. I mean, he's averaging 7 yards a carry this year. I mean, why are we not feeding him the ball even more?
He's second in yards, in total rushing yards for the season. And he only had, I think, 1 carry or 4 carries in game 1.
Yeah, I just, again, like it comes back to the offensive play calling for me. Like if, like, Swift is getting big chunks of plays every time he's touching the ball. Why are we taking him out for Kenneth Gainwell? It just seems like it's a little bit too forced to kind of like ease him back into the RB1 role.
Who?
Gainwell.
Oh, I got
I feel like the Eagles are forcing it to a degree. So I get the split carries, I get it, but you got to run with the hot hand here. Swift is getting 8-9 yards a carry, and you're going to take him out for Gainwell. To me, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, and here's what circles back with the play calling. Second drive that ended in a field goal is what I want to discuss. Score is 0-0. Eagles are in the red zone for the second straight drive, and they just shot themselves in the foot. 1st and 10 on the Bucks 13-yard line. Eagles throw an incomplete pass to Jack Stoll. All right, on first down. Then second down, they have a penalty, right? So then it became 2nd and 15. Then they go to Goddard on 2nd and 3rd down. Incomplete. Don't you have A.J. Brown? Don't you have Devontae Smith? Don't you have a running back that's getting you 8 yards per carry?
Goddard.
What are we doing? Why are you not even getting Jalen Hurts even a rush or something designed for him to get into the end zone? I mean, this is the type of shit that doesn't make me comfortable with the Eagles moving forward in terms of their play calling. However, they still won the game. But if they can stop being stupid and actually feed your players in the red zone, that the top premier guys and A.J. Brown and Smith, you're going to be a lot more successful than going to fucking Jack Stoll and Goddard. I just don't understand that. To me, that was like a big eye opener for me. I'm just like, the play calling's got to get better.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it will over time. It's just a matter of them getting used to each other. But again, dude, it all comes down to we're having these conversations and they're undefeated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I get it. No, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I'd rather have these issues that you can correct because these are fixable issues.
And the thing is, on the flip side of this, like I know the Bucs are 2-1, and with Baker Mayfield's reputation, people think that it's automatically going to go south. I don't feel that way. I really don't, and it's because again, like we go back to the Mike Evans drops. Those are big key drops that he doesn't make. Now, he made that one-handed catch over Reed Blankenship. That was amazing.
It was insane.
But it's like the Bucs are actually a very good team. They're good.
Solid. They're solid. Their defense is very impressive.
They're going to be a very annoying team to play in weeks 14, 15, 16, and 17.
Yeah.
If they're fighting for a playoff spot, if they're playing spoiler, they're gonna be a pain in the ass later on down the line.
It's so funny because I feel like teams are defined by the attitude of their quarterback.
It is
like Baker Mayfield. He's like that hothead dude that like he doesn't care. You know what I mean? Yeah. But he's a teammate, ultimate teammate. He's gonna go to war for you. That's kind of how the Bucs play. Where if you're like a team that's led by Tom Savage, you ain't getting that kind of results throughout the entire team.
You're sweet.
Right? Like, yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting now.
I'm rooting for them though. And now we're gonna go to the team and the head coach that got Baker Mayfield the starting job in Tampa. The Bengals beat the Rams 19-16, get their first win of the season. Do you think the Rams came back down to earth, or do you think the Bengals found their stride?
I actually think the Rams came back down to earth a little bit. Puka Nacua had 5 catches for 72 yards. This guy was putting up like 12 and a half catches. For the first 2 weeks, he was averaging 12 and a half catches, 133 yards in the first 2 games. Kieran Williams looked pedestrian to me. 10 carries for 38 yards on the ground. He didn't really do much, but in the first 2 weeks, he was impactful. He was scoring. He was getting the red zone touchdowns. He was punching it in. Didn't look like they had any type of flow going on. And I just don't think the Rams have anybody to step up, because if Puka Nacua doesn't do that in the first couple of weeks, we're having a different conversation about the Rams, offensive weapons, because I don't know who else they're going to turn to.
Well, here's the thing. I know everybody's saying this, and I'm not just saying it because I have him in fantasy. He's been outstanding. He's a wide receiver 12. Tutu Atwell looks like a legitimate wide receiver. Like, he doesn't look like a bum.
No, he looks pretty good.
I thought he was going to score. He should have had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he should have had 2 touchdowns. He got robbed. He was definitely in.
But I don't think that it's a foregone conclusion that when Cooper Kupp comes back in 2 weeks, that Puka is going to be on the other side of him.
I don't think so either. It's going to depend on the skill set too. Like, I think Tutu Atwell will probably work better on the outside, but just because of his speed.
And the thing is too, with going back to the Rams, their offensive line looked more like what I think people thought their offensive line was going to look like. It was getting overwhelmed by Hendrickson.
Yeah,
they were just getting to Matt Stafford.
He was a beast.
But I think the Rams came back down to earth. The Bengals didn't turn a corner. To be honest, I was actually pretty discouraged by their performance. Joe Burrow's hurt. Plain and simple. And the Bengals can't go anywhere with Joe Burrow limping around the field.
Is he hurt or is he struggling?
He's hurt. He has a hurt calf. I mean, look at his numbers. He's not struggling like that.
I don't know, because this calf injury.
Of course not, because if it was Josh Allen, he would just be it would just be his calf.
I'm not bagging on Burrow right now. I'm really not. But this injury report came out last week. So you can't explain the first 2 weeks then. The first 2 weeks looked like
Nick. He hurt his calf. He hurt his calf, and it kept him out the preseason and the last 3 weeks of practice.
I would say this was his better game that he had over the first 2 weeks.
It was, but he was out for training camp.
Statistically, maybe not. Because of his interceptions.
What was he? No, he just wasn't very good.
Yeah, look, they didn't score. He didn't throw a touchdown pass, right?
No, and the problem is too with Burrow is when you have a guy who he's not the most athletic guy. He can get out of the way and he's mobile. But when you have an offensive line that already blows and you're limped on a calf, it's just a recipe for disaster.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the Bengals are going to face, because I don't know how that injury gets better. Number one, behind that offensive line, and number two, by playing.
Are you encouraged or discouraged by Burrow's performance?
Totally discouraged.
You're totally discouraged.
Totally.
You're not encouraged on the fact that he won on a bad calf. They won the game. No,
they did, but I think it was against an inferior opponent, and I think that just like for me with Joe Burrow's too good. I'm not going to sit here and say that you had a good game just because you won and you throw no touchdown passes. And you look slow and you look out of it. He does. He looks at that offense as a whole is just, they look like a disaster.
Something's going on in Cincy. Something is going on, because ain't no way in hell him and Burrow and T. Higgins have a disconnection like this. Week 1, he had 8 targets, 0 catches. Week 2, he had an excellent game, right? It looked like the T. Higgins of old, which I did say he was a fantasy start too that week, which was fire because he went bananas. And then this week, he had 2 catches on 8 targets. So you're telling me in those 2 games, week 1 and week 3, he had 2 catches on 16 targets for 21 yards. That's not a prolific wide receiver numbers. that's a connection that is struggling. There's something going on with her. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. Something is going on because Jamar Chase had a fucking outstanding game. He looked like Jamar Chase. He had 12 catches for 141 yards, and he was involved in the offense. I don't know what's going on.
I just feel like I feel like for T. Higgins, it's the contract situation. Because I think, and I'm on T. Higgins' side here. T. Higgins is a big part of that offense. Like, if they lose him, do I think they go into the gutter? No, because Tyler Boyd can play out there.
So are you saying they're purposely kind of doing this to kind of like deflate his numbers to a degree?
No, because he's still getting the targets.
Right.
I just, is he in his own head where he's kind of like dogging it, where he's just kind of like, fuck this, like, I don't want to get hurt.
He dropped a couple passes last night where I was surprised.
But my thing is like, does he not want to get hurt? And I'm saying this, I said this with Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler's not playing this week. They have their bye week. He's out for the next 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And I said, what happens if when he comes back and he fucking lands wrong on his foot and he's like, oh no, I'm not paid. You're not paying me. I'm not playing. My foot hurts. Go ahead with Josh Kelly. Running backs don't matter. I feel like the players now are trying to prove points in game and they're just dogging it. I could be totally
It's taking the love of the game though, man, because if you love the sport, then the money really doesn't matter because they say if you love what you do, then money doesn't matter. Does that go out the window? I
don't know. I genuinely don't know. But
if you love the game of football, you're going to play it regardless of what you're getting paid.
I don't understand that.
I'm just saying.
I don't know about that.
They tell average folks like us,
agreed,
right, to be happy and be grateful for all the things that we have and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
And we make nothing compared to them, but we got to be robotic, and they could be logical.
Well, no, I totally agree with that statement.
That's what I hate.
The problem is that the inmates run the asylum.
It's some bullshit.
And it's gotten to a point. The NFL is kind of starting to become the NBA. It'll never be as bad as the NBA. But like,
we talked about this though. We talked about
Damian Lillard said, I'll only play for Miami.
Yeah.
Toronto's the front runner to land them. Same thing as Kawhi Leonard. I want to go to LA. Now you're going to Canada. That's how it's got to be. I'm not trading you where you want to get traded if I don't like that trade package.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
And it's like, my thing is like T. Higgins, Austin Eckler. You guys want to get paid. All right, Calvin Ridley. Now, Calvin Ridley's not dogging it. So actually, that was a bad example. But you have T. Higgins and you have Austin Eckler. You guys want to get paid. Go out there and ball. Go out there and earn your money. And here's the thing. I don't know if that's the reason with T. Higgins. I'm just guessing because of, like you said, he's had one good game in 3 weeks. But the 2 bad games were so bad that it's concerning. Mm-hmm. You're not even looking at game 2, which is more what T. Higgins is.
Yeah.
You're looking at games 1 and 3 because you're like, okay, now we played that's 66% of the time. I'm looking at T. Higgins and I'm like, did I make a mistake? And T. Higgins is too good to do that. T. Higgins is a must start every week, wide receiver, borderline 1, high 2.
High 2, yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean? And I don't know if it's just a disconnect because he's not as shifty and fast as Chase because Chase is getting more yak. T. Higgins is more the downfield threat, jump, go up and get it. With Joe Burrow being hurt, is that causing a problem with the makeshift offensive line that he has because he doesn't have the time for T. Higgins' route to develop?
Right.
That could be true too, which again, for fantasy purposes, that doesn't spell well. But I don't know about that. I don't.
It's just, yeah.
He should have been paid though, because T. Higgins is a big part of that offense and a big reason why they've gone to the AFC Championship game and the Super Bowl and could have won both.
Yeah, and their offense was so lethal. I mean, you had like legit 2 wide receivers out there, and then you had Tyler Boyd in the slot, and you're like, well, what do we do?
Tyler Boyd is the best wide receiver 3 in the league. Tyler Boyd is that good. Off the top of my head, I could. Is there somebody you can think of? You got somebody off your head?
Damn, I don't know. That's a good one. He could be.
Tyler Boyd's a 1,000-yard receiver.
I gotta think on.
He just has 2 studs. I
gotta think about
write that shit down so we could talk about it after.
Yeah, we will.
But
another good point that I wanted to make, and this is the reason why I think the Rams lost the game. And I think this is the reason why they lost the game. Not the only reason. This is actually the reason they lost the game. Is they went 1 for 11 on 3rd down. You will not win many football games going 1 for 11 on 3rd down. And you could tell the Bengals are struggling because I feel like they have too much talent to not punish teams going 1 for 11 on 3rd down. I'm sorry. They failed to convert a fucking 3rd down in 3.5 quarters. They got one third down conversion in the fourth quarter. So, yeah, I'm very discouraged with the Bengals. I had them out of the playoffs before the season started. I was way off this team. Something didn't feel right with the Bengals, and I'm looking good right now. But,
no, you looking more than good.
But
Pause.
it's not over yet. I mean, look, the good thing is they won. The bad thing is they're not playing the Rams every week.
Right.
That's the problem.
And I'm pretty sure they don't have an easy schedule.
No.
Things get musty up in there in the incoming weeks.
Yeah, because we looked at the Rams like, oh, this is going to be a win. Dub. And it's like, well, they got the win, but it was like, not like the way we expected the Bengals to perform.
Now, so speaking of musty, how about them Cowboys?
Oh, my God.
How about them?
They were so bad.
How about them, Nick?
I'm not a Cowboy. I'm not a Cowboy. I just think they're a good team.
You do reverse Cowboy.
Ooh.
That's the episode. Anyway, talk. The floor is yours.
What?
The floor is yours.
You can't. Whoa, hold on. You can't say reverse Cowboy and then say the floor is mine.
Why?
That's insane, bro. Well, you can't do that to
I was
me.
setting you up perfectly.
Set me up perfectly?
Yeah, because here's the thing.
That's wild.
I've heard now for the past 3 weeks to a month.
That's some crazy shit.
I've heard for the last 3 weeks to a month that they got a tenacious defense. They got the best defensive player you've ever seen. They got two top 5 corners, albeit they lost Diggs. I'm sorry to see that. But they still got that dude, Stephon Gilmore. They got that Dak shit. They got Tony Pollard. They got Dowdle. I don't even know his first name, but he looked all right.
Rico.
Is it Rico?
Rico.
So whatchamacallit? They got Rico Dowdle. What's going on here? You lose. You're a 2-touchdown favorite to the Cardinals and lose by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Floor is yours, sir.
My mind is still befuddled from what you said, so I'm trying to get back my thoughts here. But all right, let's be serious for a minute. The Cowboys defense got absolutely shredded on the ground for 222 yards. Did anybody expect that? I didn't expect that. The Cardinals made big plays when it mattered. Cowboys failed in the red zone horribly. 3 trips in the red zone with 2 ending in field goals and 1 as an interception. That was a horrible pick by Dak in the red zone.
Yeah, what did he see there?
I had no idea. He saw the Cardinals guy and thought he was a Cowboy. I don't know. He must have been seeing stars or something. He must have got hit somewhere along the line on that drive. But that guy was right in his face. I can't explain it. But when you score 6 points and 3 red zone drives, that's not going to convert to wins. I don't care who you're playing against. When you only score 6 total points in 3 red zone trips, you can lose to anybody. And the Cardinals, they never trailed all game. That's the craziest stat of them all.
Josh Dobbs was carving them up. James Conner was going at them.
But this might be a wild kind of thing to say.
Oh my God. Let me guess, you're encouraged.
No, this might be wild to say, but are we underrating the Cardinals to a degree?
I will say this about the Cardinals. They play hard.
They play hard.
I'm actually shocked.
They should be 2-1.
If
they didn't blow that 21-point lead last week to the Giants, this team would be 2-1.
And that's a fluke.
They
lost that game. Honest to God,
Jonathan Gannon's coaching his ass off. I don't care what anybody's fucking saying.
Here's this. I forgot what I was going to say. Jonathan Gannon is coaching his ass off. But,
say what you need to say.
Yeah, damn, I forgot what the fuck I was going to say.
He is, though. He's coaching his ass off. He has his boys
not
playing.
Right now, if I'm a team, I'm more scared of the Cardinals than I am of the Giants.
Yeah, me too.
I would rather play the Giants before I would rather play the Cardinals. The Cardinals look better coached. They're playing harder. They just look more like a formidable team.
Yeah.
When the Giants go out there, the Giants look like they're all over the place.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that, actually. And I kind of the Cardinals' weapons, they're okay. Because I think Hollywood Brown is pretty good.
Hollywood Brown is one of the most underrated wide receivers.
He's underrated, right?
He's very good.
I think he's very good, too. He's just on a shit team, so he gets overshadowed.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's been playing pretty well. And 5 catches, 61 yards. Michael Wilson stepped up. I mean, this guy had a 1 catch for 69 yards. He had that 1 big catch, and that's what set him up for the touchdown. So the Cowboys, man, they got their ass beat, dude.
I think
I'll be straight up.
That was one of the most funny things I've ever watched because it's just right on schedule. Do you think, because I know you think it's a bump in the road. There's no way that you think they're the same old Cowboys because you can't go back on your word. And I know you would never do such things. And I'm just here to tell you, I told you this 2 weeks ago. Well, I've been saying it for months. I've been saying it for years. These are the Cowboys. You got Micah Parsons on his podcast talking about get used to this, Dallas. We're going to the Super Bowl. And 6 days later, you lose to the fucking Cardinals. Like, that's embarrassing. His podcast should lose subscribers for that. That's embarrassing. They're just the Cowboys will always be the Cowboys. You got Dak Prescott making all this money, and I love Dak. 25 of 40, 249, a touchdown and an interception. Not going to cut it.
He was the reason why they lost.
That interception, I know we were making jokes of it, but I'm being serious here. When you watch that replay, I'm looking, I'm like, bro, what are you looking at?
I don't know.
There's 3 guys there. And the guy is right in front of him. Underneath that made the interception. It's mind-blowing to me, and it's funny at the same time because now you have the Patriots coming up. That's a coaching mismatch in and of itself. Then you have the 49ers. We're gonna find out a lot about these Cowboys in the next 3 weeks.
Put it on record. Where are the Cowboys going? Are they going to the NFC Championship game this year?
Hell no.
Are they the second best team in the NFC right now?
No.
Who's the second best team
right now?
Rank your NFC teams.
I would say right now the best team in the NFC, I would give the edge to the 49ers because I think they're playing more cohesive offensively.
Okay.
Even though I hate that team.
Fair.
But the 49ers are the best team in the NFC as of today. And then second, I would say you got to go with the Eagles. I would probably say the Eagles. Is there another team I'm missing?
I don't know because you hesitated. So who was it between?
I just want to make sure if I'm missing a team. Hold on.
Was it the Eagles and who?
I don't. No, it's the Eagles. The Eagles are the second best team.
Eagles, and then who's the third one?
The Lions.
The Lions?
The Lions are better than the Cowboys.
That's crazy.
The Lions are better than the Cowboys.
I don't know about that.
The Lions are better than the Cowboys, dude.
I don't know about that.
The Lions are better coached. The quarterback is a toss-up. The running game, equal. The wide receivers, you would get, well, no, actually, no, because I'm on Raw. CD has been non-existent. Does the CD even have a touchdown this year?
CD's been he's been solid this year, actually.
But does he have a touchdown?
He had a bad game.
Does he have a touchdown this year?
No, he does not.
That's a problem.
That is a problem.
When you're a top 10 receiver, and I'm not even bagging on him.
Oh, no, I agree with you.
No,
I'm on your side. Yeah.
When you're a top 10 wide receiver, you got to have touchdowns. But that's on Dak just as much as it is on CD. More on Dak because Dak's the one getting him the ball.
Sure, I agree with that.
But the Lions to me are, you know what I'm saying? I would trust the Lions more than I would trust the Cowboys because, again, here you go. The Cowboys come off 2 nice wins, and what do? They lay an egg. And I even said this. I said that I thought the 49ers, they played the 49ers this week, and I said this is a classic trap game for Dallas. And then I came back on it because it was the Patriots. It's not. Dallas is going to fuck around and be 2-3 after week 5. And I'm just going to sit here laughing because it's like, what else do you need to see? This team can't handle expectations. Michael Parsons is a good defensive player. Michael Parsons is on his podcast talking like he's like that, and he's not.
No, he's really like that.
No, he's not. He doesn't have a defensive player of the year.
Crazy.
He doesn't have an MVP.
Yeah, but they
haven't been to an NFC Championship game. They haven't been to a Super Bowl.
But that's all voting shit, though, dude. Like when you watch him, he literally sticks out on the screen every single time.
I know that. But you need some accolades to get on a podcast by yourself and talk shit like that.
Watch every replay that they do, and you'll see number 11 kind of flashing your screen some way or another.
Bro, he was mediocre this game. He didn't do nothing this game.
Well,
he was completely neutralized by the run game.
Let's talk about that.
Which is what you do. You run at Michael Parsons and you neutralize.
There you go. You just said it right there. You neutralize him by running after him. Running at him,
yeah.
So because he's coming full speed, so you're getting past him. No, that was a good game plan by the Cardinals, but that's the impact that you got to do, right? Like you got to do different things just to avoid this guy. That's the impact that he makes on the game. The Cowboys they just were ill prepared. They looked like they weren't prepared for this game. They looked like they were going to cakewalk on this team and just completely dominate from the go. So, yeah, I would say, you know what? I'm going to say it's the same old Cowboys. It's the same old Cowboys, bro. I mean, they're not prepared to take the next step.
Phil, put on welcome back by me.
No, it's not welcome back. Look, I still think this team is very, very fucking good. And I think they're going to be in the NFC Championship game.
The Cowboys are good. I'm not sitting here saying they're trash.
They're going to be in the NFC Championship game, Mike.
No shot.
Watch. And
NFC Championships, NFC Championship teams don't lose games like that.
I agree with you, and that's where I'm going with. I was getting
question.
there.
If on a serious note here, I'm asking you dead serious. If they're 2-3 after week 5, are they going to the NFC Championship game?
They still could. Why not?
I ain't say could they still.
Well,
Would you have faith picking them, putting your hard-earned money on them?
It depends on how they look. I mean, if they're losing close games where it's like, they're not doing boneheaded shit and they're just losing because the other team is just a little bit better or they had a better day. I can
That's
say
fair.
yes.
Yeah,
like it depends on how they lose. If they're losing by double digits, well then I'm out. But if they're respectable losses, I can live with that. And I don't care about fucking Dallas. Fuck Dallas. I just think they're a good team.
I know.
It's like I feel like I'm in the middle of this shit and I'm just sitting there like, when did I become a Cowboy? I just think they're a good team. I think that this year I thought they were going to be a little bit different because I thought that the focus was there in the offseason. I like their offseason.
Yeah.
But Brandon Cooks, he got hurt week 2. Is he banged up still? Gilmore is now on an island by himself with Trayvon Diggs gone. Can he handle the whole load? Pause. Like, yeah, I know. That's where I'm like, all right, well, that dynamic changed because when you have 2 corners, then you could play better defense. Like you have other players around you. You can get creative. Yeah, you can be creative on the defensive front and the scheme. But without Diggs, I mean, they look like a regular defense. But I think they'll correct them. But who they play?
They play the Patriots this week. They're 7-point favorites. We'll get to that. And then they play the 49ers. So it's Patriots.
They play the Niners where? The Niners are in San Fran. Oh, my God. That's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah?
Well, Sunday.
Now, look at this. Look at Patriots, 49ers, Chargers. They're going to fuck around and be 2-4.
What do you mean?
They could very well lose their next 3 games.
They could, but the Chargers. I mean, we talk about the Chargers like the Chargers are them.
Then they got the Rams. Then they got the. You don't think Kellen Moore knows Mike McCarthy inside and out?
You don't think McCarthy knows Kellen Moore inside out?
He didn't like him. Go look at Justin Herbert this year in the red zone, and look at Mike McCarthy in the red zone, and that tells the story alone.
He didn't like him. What do you mean he didn't like him?
What do you mean? Who didn't like him?
Is that what you said?
No.
What did you say?
I said that Kellen Moore knows him inside and out.
Yeah, and I said McCarthy knows him inside and out.
And I said that Kellen Moore in Los Angeles, they have the best ranked red zone offense. Yeah. The Cowboys are ranked 27th. Credit to Jason McIntyre today. I heard that on the Herd.
Well, look, here's the thing. I mean, Cowboys are probably still getting used to McCarthy's system, and that does take time.
Check this out, though. Patriots, 49ers, Chargers, Rams. Then they got the Eagles, Rams, trap game. They can't handle that because they're going to be looking forward to the Eagles. Then they got the Giants, division. Panthers, layup. Commanders, division. Seahawks, Eagles, Bills, Dolphins, Lions, Commanders.
I got a tough schedule.
Woo! They do.
They do.
They do. The Cardinals was a must-win for them.
But, again, all they got to do is get into the dance.
They do.
That's really it.
But the problem is when they go to the dance, that's the problem.
I don't disagree with that.
Because when they go to the dance, they forget their belt. They forget their socks.
Look,
I don't do their hair.
I don't disagree with that.
They don't put on cologne.
I don't disagree with that. But my point is, like, their defense, to me, is still an elite defense. They are a top 3 unit in the league. I would argue they are.
You can't. No, absolutely.
Like they're
probably they're not the best defense.
And in the playoffs, defense travels, regardless if you're a wild card team or whatever. Defense travels.
That wasn't the story last year because their defense shut San Fran down. The problem was Dak was actually trash against San Fran. Dak was really bad.
Well, yeah, you'll take your chances. That's what I'm saying. Like if your defense does really well and Dak plays, I don't know, a 70% game of what he normally does, they're winning that football game. He don't have to be an MVP.
No, he doesn't.
Performance. He just got to be Dak Prescott. He just got to throw for 250 yards, a touchdown or 2, and avoid turnovers, and they're going to be in it with anybody.
Yeah, I am very curious to see the Cowboys over the next 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, everybody.
The next 3 weeks will make or break their season.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
Absolutely. Speaking of make or break, the Saints lose DC.
Yeah,
that sucks, man. I feel for them. The Packers come back, beat the Saints 18-17. It's not considered season ending, but it's banged up. I feel so bad for him, dude. That sucks.
But it's not season ending, so it's okay. Like,
did they say how long?
I don't know if the report ever came out yet. I think he's getting a scan today or tomorrow or something. I don't know. I'm sure there's a report somewhere, but I didn't get anything. But yeah, he got hurt early in the third quarter. That's a shame. And they were rolling too, 17 zip.
That's what I'm saying. And then I think for me, what happened in the second half, it was they were demoralized.
Absolutely.
It was because you could just tell. But I don't want to discredit Jordan Love because Jordan deserves the love.
I agree with that. But go ahead. I mean, look, the story of the game is like, yeah, they couldn't score when Winston got in because Winston came in with like 10 minutes and 50 something seconds in the third quarter. He came in ice cold. The Packers got hot later down because the Saints couldn't sustain drives with Winston. They just couldn't sustain drives. And the Saints defense let them back in the game with a 45-yard and a 22-yard pass interference call, which put Green Bay right into the red zone. And they converted it when it mattered. Then it was 17-11 after they got the 2-point conversion when Jordan Love punched it in. Saints come out. The next possession, they go 3 and out. Yep. And then they punt. This defense at this point is fucking gassed. The pressure mounted and they're getting ready to collapse because the Packers go down 80 yards on 9 plays. Jordan Love was 4 of 7, 54 yards and a touchdown with a 24-yard run to end the game pretty much. Like,
look at you, bro. Like, you awesome.
Like, yo, to me, you got to give him credit, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
this Cowboys loss got you more focused.
But at the same time, it's like the Saints failed to convert a third down. Like when you get off the field in 3 plays, your defense is like, fuck, we got to go out there. I'm tired. And then not only that, they were so tired, the Packers were able to do anything they wanted in that drive. 9 plays and 80 yards. They didn't do that all game.
My thing is like the craziest part is I know they were gassed, but Dennis Allen is supposed to be a defensive coordinator, a defensive guy. And you're going up against a third-year player in his first season starting. You had him in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
You had him confused.
Yeah.
Was that adjustments made by LaFleur? Who knows? I don't know.
I'm going to disagree with that, man. I just think Winston came in. He was ice cold.
He stinks.
But yeah, and it's like when they had Derek Carr, I feel like they could have put a drive or two together to gain some momentum, give their defense a rest, do something to move the chains. Like
Carr would have done something to keep the offense on the field.
Correct. Right.
Well, even if it's 2 first downs or something like that, a couple scrambles, because Derek Carr is just a better quarterback and a better game manager than Jameis Winston. But I tip my hat to Jordan Love.
Absolutely.
To come back in the fourth quarter like that, he's played awesome this year. He really has. I don't know if he could be okay. He could be great.
He's been okay. I would say he's been okay.
I think he's exceeded my expectations.
Well, we'll get to that. Yeah,
he's
agree.
Absolutely exceeded my expectations because they're 2-1 and they're getting their best player back.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting
Christian Watson?
No, Aaron Jones.
Oh yeah, well they get Watson back too.
Is he coming back Thursday?
Yeah, this week. I think he's coming back this week.
They play the Lions Thursday.
That's probably why he didn't play last week because it was a short week.
I know. I thought Aaron Jones was going to play. I need him, but I'm happy he's playing Thursday.
Is he confirmed?
Aaron Jones is playing. Yeah,
that's good.
So, but
on Thursday.
But when you see, I know. When you see Jordan Love, he just looks poised. He doesn't look like he's in over his head.
That's so funny. So that's your overall thoughts on Jordan Love? Poise. So funny. I had that same thing written down. I was like, yeah, he has great poise. He could deliver in big moments. The moment's not too big for him. He makes good throws and he's very patient. He doesn't look erratic. He doesn't look like he does like stupid bonehead plays. He looks like he throws the ball away when he's in trouble. Like he does the right things. It looks like he was taught by someone we know named Aaron Rodgers.
You know what it is, dude? And we talked about this. Who would you rather have between him and Justin Fields? When Justin Fields is in the pocket and you see wide receivers wide open and the pocket collapsing and he's running forward and just running into the lineman, those are plays where you look at him and you're like, all right, you're panicking and you don't know where to go with the ball. I don't see that from Jordan Love. He knows where to go with the ball.
Because he's trusting his studies. He knows where his guys are going to be. He knows what defense they're in. He knows what guys are going to have the opportunity to get the window opportunity to throw the ball in the window in tight windows. He knows where his guys are at all times. Justin Fields doesn't look like he knows where his wide receivers are or at least his second and third read, because his first read, he panics if it's not there. Then he gets into a little shell. Then he gets sacked. So he needs to improve on progressing as reading the defenses and going through his progressions and finding the second and third route.
I want to pivot here. We're going to move on to our next topic. We don't have it written on the sheet, but we forgot. How do we not have to talk about the Broncos and Miami on here?
Oh, they're on there.
Where are they? I don't see them. No, you have Dolphins at Bills. You didn't put them on the sheet.
I didn't put them.
And that's okay because we could talk about it. You don't need to write topics down.
All right. I thought I did have them on there.
Sean Payton and Russell Wilson lost 70-20 to Tua and Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel, who the Denver Broncos would not interview 2 years ago.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time. 70-20.
That was, and here's the thing. I lost my fantasy matchup because I was playing against Tua. That was one of my favorite games to watch.
Really?
Because Sean Payton is such a smug asshole.
He is.
And to watch him get his teeth kicked in like that is just simply amazing. It's simply amazing. And here's even the better part. I saw this on Twitter today from Nick Wright. And it made me think, and it was like, yo, this is just a brilliant thing. He was trying to run up the score 2 years ago against Tom Brady, and Michael Thomas got hurt when he was trying to run up the score. And it just happened to him with Mike McDaniel. 70-20. And here's the thing, Russell Wilson played all right. But Russell Wilson, he's still shouldering that blame because you got that package traded for you. You're the quarterback making all that money, and you go out there and put up 20 points. If they scored 70 and you put up 35, that's still trash. But it's like, all right, at least you got something in there. 20 points. This offense can't score.
Right.
They can't score. The Denver Broncos, they suck.
I would say the bright spot for the Broncos would be Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. I thought they had fantastic games. I didn't think Russ played bad. I just think they got their ass kicked defensively. I just think they got their teeth kicked in. I mean, the Dolphins ran for 305 yards?
Their defense is atrocious. What happened to that defense from last year?
I mean, bro, if you gave up 350 yards on the ground, you're getting smoked. And the quarterback is throwing for 4 touchdowns, you're getting smoked. I don't care who's on the opposite end. It could have been Peyton Manning, could have been Brady. They were losing that game.
But my point is,
it didn't matter.
What happened? Now, we all know Sean Payton doesn't care about defenses. That was evident for what he did to Drew Brees with the Saints. But where in the world did that defense from last year go? They were a top 5 unit.
I don't know. That's where it's
the same players. I mean, minus Bradley Chubb.
Right. But he doesn't account for 50 points.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what is that? That was just amazing. It was really amazing to see.
I'm wondering if they're losing the locker room a little bit here.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, because that one guy came out. I forget what was his name. He was a lineman, and he came out and was like, I'm so sick and tired of losing here for the last 8 years. Oh yeah, I saw that. I don't know who it was. I'm so sick of this shit. Like it's old. Like I just want to win. And look, when players are coming out at week 3, listen, week 3, players are coming out and saying these kind of things. That means you don't have a control of that locker room at all. It's a free fall in that locker room. It is. I don't think these players have bought into the system. I think these players they kind of know their team is kind of ass. And I think they're kind of like low key giving up. Like, I don't think they see a bright spot for this team, because I don't think their leader in Russell Wilson, I don't think he is a leader. I don't think he's been the leader that Denver needed. Not what they traded for. I think they need a leader. Not somebody that says they are and talks about Bible scripts on every single tweet and every single post. That's cool, bro. You're religious. That's great. But like, yo, bro, like you got a $250 million contract. $250 million. And you are playing this like this. Your team's getting blown out by 50. Like, all right, like the game, it wasn't his fault. But you're right, though. He does have to shoulder the blame a little bit, because when you give somebody $250 million, bro, you got to be one of the best players in the league, performing at a high level and winning on top of that.
It's not even that. I don't see him on the sideline firing up, yelling at his guys, being a leader. The problem was Russell Wilson, when he went there, his idea of leadership was, I've won a Super Bowl. I'm coming from here. I'm Russell Wilson. I'm above you guys. I want an office. I want a parking space. I want this. I want that. It rubs people the wrong way when you just sit there and act like you're above people. And that's what he did. And now he's paying for it. Russell Wilson will not be the starting quarterback of Denver by Halloween. I don't even know if he's going to be the starting quarterback in 2 weeks.
It's so funny you say that, because I was just like thinking the same thing. Like, I don't think he's going to start the whole year.
Now, here's the thing. I said one game that I was looking forward to this year, Cleveland versus Denver. the week before Thanksgiving. And you said, why? And I said, because both of those franchises have big ties to their quarterbacks, and you're going to find out a lot about where both of those franchises are during that game. I don't know if Russell Wilson's getting to that game.
All right, well, so let's go up to the Browns game, right? That's like the important game.
Yeah.
So they're 0-3 right now. They play the Bears, they play the Jets, they play the Chiefs, the Packers, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Vikings, and the Browns. I see 2 wins, and that's the next 2 weeks.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. If they go 1-1 in that span, dog, they're going to be 1-10. And Russell Wilson, bro.
And you can't tell me that if they're the worst team in the league, they're not drafting Caleb Williams.
You know how everybody was like lighting LeBron's jersey on fire when he left Cleveland?
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be lighting his fucking jersey on fire.
They're doing more than that.
They're going to be dancing on it. They're going to be shitting on it. They're going to be doing everything they can to make sure that he's humiliated in any type of way. You can't go 1-10.
If Russell Wilson is 1-10, I promise you he's not making the Hall of Fame.
He would actually.
If he is that bad, if he gets benched, he's not making the Hall of Fame.
I don't want to make that claim yet because historically, like his statistical in his career, he was outstanding. He made some great plays.
Look,
when he was mobile and when he was in his prime, like we're taking him at a older stage in his career.
34.
I know, but see, that's the thing. Brady broke that barrier. Not everybody's going to be playing until 40, bro.
But bro, he's 34 years old.
But historically, quarterbacks kind of waver around early 30s.
Look,
you start to go downhill. Tom Brady broke the mold. So when we see a 34-year-old quarterback, we still think he's young. We still think he's got 5, 6, 7 good years left. That's not the case for everybody, bro.
No, I know.
I'm just saying. I just want to make that a point, though, because I think that's like a lot of people look at, oh, man, he's only 32 years old. Yeah, but like in 10, 15 years ago, that he was up there at age where the team was going to look to draft another quarterback. But then Brady kind of broke the mold playing until he was 44. And then you had Aaron Rodgers coming out and say he wants to play till he's 40. Breeze played till he's 38, 39, I believe. Yeah. Peyton Manning played up there. But those are greats. These are greats.
But here's the thing. Before Russell Wilson left Seattle, Russell Wilson was considered great. And Russell Wilson was great in Seattle. I just think for me, the more I look about it, the more I look at this situation, stellar defense, stellar run game, stellar head coach. Let Russ cook he was elite at protecting the ball, making plays with his legs, and throwing an occasional bomb to Baldwin and Lockett and those guys. But now you see him here and it's like, we're letting you cook. You can't make toast.
Yeah, let Russ cook is that was just a cute phrase for people to buy into to what he was selling, and it was awful. And his career is going to be a big mystery when it's all said and done. It's going to be a very controversial topic on if he is a Hall of Fame quarterback or not. I would say that the majority of the people would lean towards yes because of the Super Bowl.
But Nick, how much did he really have to do with it?
But I could argue that Super Bowl came in because of the Legion of Boom.
It came in because of the Legion of Boom with an awesome run game. And then in the very next Super Bowl, you tried to let Russ cook, and what happened? He threw the game-losing interception to Malcolm Butler.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be the counter to that. And here's the thing. Russ doesn't have a spotless reputation.
Right. I agree with that.
And reputation, look at T.O.
It matters.
You can make an argument that T.O. is the best wide receiver of all time.
Right.
You can make the argument between T.O., Jerry, and Randy. It's basically Jerry, just looking at his records. I didn't see Jerry, but to me, it's T.O. But I'm just saying his antics and his reputation didn't get him in the Hall of Fame. And that happens. And when you go out like this, it's not like when Joe Montana got traded to the Chiefs. I think they went to the AFC Championship game. Peyton Manning went to 2 Super Bowls with Denver. Tom Brady went to a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers remains to be seen. And I get it. Those are the 3 best quarterbacks of all time. But when you're Russell Wilson and you're coming from the Seattle situation where you were so successful, but it's with Pete Carroll, and then you come here and you're now about to burn through your second coach, and you gave up a haul like that to Seattle
in 2 seasons too,
in back-to-back seasons. It's not like he's playing a little bit worse. Like Tom Brady last year, the perfect example. Tom Brady last year, was he terrible? No. Was he good? Was he great? No. He was okay. But Tom Brady at 45 was finding ways to do it. This dude is not finding anything to do. He's not doing it.
Right.
And that's gonna work against him because it's not like he slowly dipped. It was straight down.
And I want to be clear too. Like I'm not bagging on Russell Wilson because his defense gave up 70 points. This conversation started before something else. This stemmed somewhere else. I'm not talking about this was Russell Wilson's fault as to why they lost by 50 points. I'm just saying the last season and a half, he has been very mediocre at best, and he has not made a difference in that locker room, in that franchise. Whereas, like when you see a Brady step into the Bucs, that whole franchise changed. When Russell Wilson got there, they got worse. Arguably, you can argue they got worse, right?
Absolutely.
Who was their quarterback before?
It was Teddy Bridgewater, and they won 7 games.
They won 7 games. And they went 7-9 because I think that was the season they played 16, correct?
That was the last season of 16. They were 7-9.
7-9.
And we had the conversation because it was saying,
that's right.
The conversation was Matt Stafford the year before, and the year before that, Tom Brady went to the Bucs. They won a Super Bowl. Matt Stafford went to the Rams. They won the Super Bowl. Russell Wilson went to the Broncos, win the Super Bowl. But the problem is when Tom Brady and Matt Stafford went to their respective teams, they elevated. He sank.
Yeah, he sank. He did. You're right. Absolutely. Right in the face of pressure.
I mean,
the whole world was watching. I mean, he became a meme the entire season.
Bro, they were saying Broncos country, let's ride. And they have burning buildings behind them, stadiums on fire.
Yeah, I know, man. It's crazy.
Whatchamacallit? Burning buildings, Ravens buildings on fire. How do you lose to the Colts? Inexcusable.
I know why they lost.
They lost 22-19. Tell me why. Who's responsible for it?
The offense coordinator and the Ravens front office.
Thank you.
That is exactly why the Ravens have lost this game. The lack of weapons for Lamar is actually starting to be comical to me. And I just wanted to point this out. How elite is Mark Andrews? We put him in the upper echelon of all these tight ends, but I never seen this dude take a game over. Like, that's a game where he needs to step up when everybody else is doing so little in the Ravens offense. That is a game where Mark Andrews has got to command the football like a Gronk would, like a Kelsey would. Those are his moments where he's got to take over the game. And I know you got Zay Flowers. He's excellent. He's the best offensive weapon outside of Andrews, but they need to get more help for Lamar Jackson moving forward. I mean, Bateman and Duvernay, they're just getting cardio in. They have no impact in the game.
What?
And then, you know, it's just play calling too. I mean, the first possession of the first drive, right, of overtime, you give the ball to Melvin Gordon twice, right? After the Colts punted. This is an overtime. I'm not even talking about the rest of the game. I'm talking about overtime. This is how stupid they are. The Colts punted. They forced a punt, the Ravens. Then they get the ball back in overtime. The first fucking possession, they go to fucking stupid ass Melvin Gordon twice, right? And then they go to Zay Flowers on an incomplete pass. All right, look, I'm not mad about going to Zay, but when you got Mark Andrews and I need to make a play, he's got to be the guy. He's got to be the guy. I don't care. I'm riding and dying with my Pro Bowl tight end that everybody tells me that he's one of the best. That's how I'm riding with it.
I'll tell you this. You got to put 50% of this blame on Lamar.
50?
Yeah. 50.
That's kind of high, but that's all right.
I'm high. 50%. 50%. And you know why? Because you got your money. You made the comment about the 6,000 yards. You got 22 of 32 for 202 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Baker Mayfield has a better touchdown to interception ratio than you. But yeah, bro. Step up. Step up, bro. I believe you're a better passer than people give you credit for. Absolutely. But like you said, you can't go into these games. Zay Flowers is a star. Maybe not a star yet,
but he's a rookie.
He's good.
You can't command him to make the big plays in the big moments, though.
I don't know. Joe Burrow made Jamar Chase a fucking superstar year one. You're paid like those guys. You are held to that standard.
Right, but Joe Burrow is a pocket passer. Lamar's not.
Lamar now is in a pro style. I was told he was in a pro style offense, and I believe that Lamar Jackson can deliver from the pocket. So I need to see him deliver from the pocket better than 200 yards, and he needs a touchdown or two. There is no good reason that you lost to the Colts. And here's the thing. We thought the AFC North was going to be the best division of football. This division sucks.
I think the momentum swung in the game, and it was early too. It was the Ravens' second drive. The turning point in this game, Mike, was Kenyon Drake fumbling at the Colts' 22-yard line after getting a 24-yard reception. Here's why. The Ravens didn't score another point until 13 seconds into the third quarter to get ahead 14-13. Here's a sequence from the first touchdown to the last that they had in this game. Fumble, punt, punt, and a total of 19 offensive plays. You ain't winning no game with 19 offensive plays for 2 quarters or for damn near almost 3.
Great stuff.
You're just not going to win many football games. When you got Lamar Jackson that can tire a defense and you can run the ball like the Ravens usually do, and you can pound the rock and get it and move the chains like the Ravens normally do, and get Mark Andrews involved and move the chains like they normally do, that's when they'll win football games. That's Raven style football. Their offensive coordinator, I don't know what he was on. I honestly, Monken.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was on, bro. I really don't get it.
He was supposed to change the whole offense around.
He was supposed to change the whole offense around. And I've already mentioned the offensive possession they had in the first fucking in overtime. I mean, bro, Melvin Gordon is not even on your roster opening day, and you're going to get him 2 touches on the first fucking 2 plays that you got on offense.
Where is Leonard Fournette?
No, it's not even that. Bro, Lamar Jackson had 14 carries for 101 yards. He's a better running option than Melvin Gordon. You need yards to get in field goal range because Justin Tucker can get you a 60-yard field goal. I know he missed at the end of the game, but he can still do it. It's Justin Tucker. I trust him to go do it. And if I'm going to lose on that, I'm okay with that.
I actually couldn't believe he missed that field
goal.
Me
either. And that was the first time I saw him miss.
Me too.
But if what I'm saying is, if I'm going to lose on that on a Tucker 60-yard field goal, I can lose on that. I'm not going to lose on giving Melvin Gordon the first 2 fucking plays in overtime. I don't want to lose on that. Where's Mark Andrews? Lamar Jackson, he's been awesome on the ground all game. Zay Flowers was good. I mean, it's just the receiving core is just, honestly, this is what makes me hate the Ravens moving forward. It's just their wide receiving core. I don't trust their weapons. I don't really necessarily trust Lamar to make that play to win the game. There's a lot of questions with the Ravens. I still think they're a good team. I still think they can improve, but Mark Andrews has got to be the guy that I'm looking at sideways because we put him way too high on these categories, and I just never see him take over a game. We need answers from him now. I'm done putting him on into that tier. He just doesn't do it for me. Kittle takes over games. At times when he's called upon, he has done it. Kelsey, same thing.
So do
Gronk,
you put
same
Andrews?
thing.
Do you put Andrews in the Dallas Goedert tier?
I think he's better. Statistically, Mark Andrews is awesome. He's one of.
That's why I'm asking.
Statistically, he's top 2 tight end. Statistically, yes. Since he's been in the league.
I've made that notion.
I love Mark Andrews. I think he's a good tight end, but this is where he's got to be dominant. When you know that your team is lacking on the outside with wide receivers, you got to be the guy. Be yo, give me the ball, bro. I'm gonna do this for us. You got to be aggressive, and I just the play calling's got to be there to support that too. So for me, it's just there's a combination of things why the Ravens lost.
All right, that concludes the week 3 review. Let's get into the week 4 preview because we got some good games this weekend. I want to start off with the Lions -1.5 at the Packers. Who do you think's been more impressive this year, Jordan Love or Jared Goff?
I'm going to say Jared Goff has played better football, but more impressive, I'm going to say Jordan Love, and here's why. He was on the list of quarterbacks who had the most pressure on them entering the season. When you're on the bench for 3-4 years behind Aaron Rodgers, and you are finally getting called upon, and this is when your moment shines, and they kept you for all those years, and you have to perform. This is your opportunity to grab the starting position and actually run with it for years to come, because you could see Green Bay is pretty loyal to their quarterbacks. So if he could do really well and get that nice contract and actually find a home in Green Bay by performing at a high level, then yes, he will be the Green Bay quarterback moving forward. So to me, Jordan Love has been impressive because he's been actually kind of he sees the pressure in his face and he's not wavering. And he didn't flinch. So I have to give him that, like, he's very poised, man.
Everything you just said. I feel the same exact way. Jared Goff's better. Jared Goff has been better. But as far as impressive, it's Jordan Love. Jordan Love is on the short list of most impressive players this year for me. He's a top 5 most impressive player this year. That's how much I think you're replacing Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that's pressure enough. They went from Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. And now Jordan Love.
Question mark. That's what I'm saying. Right. And you have all that adversity in your face. And look at you come out sharp.
Mm-hmm.
And now I told you that 7.5 line had me fucked up. I should have picked them to win the division. When I said
it did.
I said they won 8 games last year. You have Jordan Love, and you're telling me the line went down 0.5 point. I was begging you to bet. It was begging you to bet under, dude.
Yeah. I'm happy for him, man. I really am. Like I've it's weird. Like I entered a season like really excited to watch Jordan Love play. And
me too, because I was curious about what was he?
Has he wowed me? No. But has he impressed me? Yes.
He's wowed me.
He's impressed me. He just hasn't wowed me yet.
He's wowed me, bro. I mean, it's wowing enough just going through reads, progressions. He's doing shit in his first 3 starts that Justin Fields isn't doing yet.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson hasn't done yet. Another rookie, CJ Stroud. Are they on here? No. CJ Stroud is just as impressive.
He's been really good.
He's been awesome. Bryce Young. He don't look that good. And look, it's 2 games into his career. I'm not saying that, but he's already hurt.
Right.
He's built like me. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I know.
You can't get tackled by 350-pound men, dude.
You gotta be able to see over the line too.
You can't, like, that type of beating. Those little dudes can't take it.
It's so funny. Like, you know how like Drew Brees was like under 6 foot, but it's different, man. When you got a pocket passer that can read a defense, go through progressions, be confident in his arm and his accuracy, it's a different type of offense that can be ran.
Would you say this? The Panthers look better with Andy Dalton.
They did. Like, they looked way better
because the
on
offense. I mean, look at Adam Thielen.
No,
Thielen
it's not crazy to say. If you watch the game, Andy Dalton played better than Bryce Young's first 2 games.
Absolutely.
And that's just the bottom line.
The offense was opened up more. Adam Thielen was balling.
He had put what 30
He actually could have been the freak of the week.
He could have been, yeah.
Whatchamacallit? Who do you think needs to win more, Packers or Lions?
I thought about this. This one was like something that was a toss-up. I'm going to say the Lions. And here's why. There's a lot of expectations on the Lions to win this year. And I think this here would give him a lot more confidence moving forward in the season. I know they beat the Chiefs, but this one here would be like, this is our division. Green Bay has dominated this division for the last 10 years or so. Now the Lions can come in there and state their claim on this division in Green Bay. I think the Lions need this one more, man.
The Lions absolutely do. I was just getting ready to say that. The Lions need this game more simply for the mental aspect.
Mm-hmm.
They need to go into Green Bay, beat Green Bay, and let them know it's our turn. It's our time.
It's our time, yeah.
We have the better quarterback right now. We have the coaching, the defensive line, the offensive line, the wide receivers.
Yep.
We're a better team than you. We need to make our mark in the AFC North.
I agree
for the first time since 1990.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you got?
I got the Lions here. I got 27-17.
Me too. And I think it's actually
27-17?
No. I have the Lions.
Oh, okay.
Minus the points. Because I think the Packers are a home dog.
They are a home dog, but I think the Lions by double digits.
I think it's close. Give me 24-17.
Emotional win. Coming off that emotional win, I hate this spot for the Packers. It's such a bad spot for them, bro.
It is.
It's a bad spot for them.
It is.
An emotional win coming back from 17 points against the Saints team. That's pretty good.
Fourth quarter, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
And on a short week,
I'm gonna roll with the Lions.
Lions should roll.
They should roll.
To be honest, Dolphins at Bills. Bills minus 2.5. Dolphins. Whatchamacallit? 3-0. Obviously, up a game on the Bills. Who do you think needs the game more?
This is the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
There's a lot of doubt on the Bills after the week 1 clunker against the Jets. I think a win here would give this team a lot more confidence, and it would grab the attention of the public again. So I'm going to say the Bills. I think the Bills, not that they want the public's attention, but I think the Bills need this game more just because that week 1 matchup against the Jets is still on the resume and it hurts.
It's definitely
it's a sore.
It's definitely the Bills, but it also goes back to last year's wild card. The Dolphins almost beat them with Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, they did.
And they went to war.
Yeah.
The Bills need, for their mental aspect of this, they need to go in there and they need to handle business. That, and like you said, that can override the Jets fiasco.
They have to.
It'll get out of their head.
Right. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
We're still the king of this division. This division goes through Buffalo.
Because it'd be like, all right, the Dolphins just put up 70 points. Then the Bills just beat the Dolphins, right? If they do win, and it's like, oh wow, week 1 really was like a fluke. So like that would be where I would say.
Do you think the Dolphins? How do you see this game playing out? Like, do you think it's a shootout? Do you think the Dolphins are able to put up points like that?
I actually think it's going to be like a 27-21 type of game.
Oh, damn.
I actually think it's going to be a pretty low scoring compared to what people think.
On the subject of low scoring, I just want to say this. Bill Belichick's defense held Tua in check.
Facts. Bill Belichick can coach his fucking ass off.
His ass off on defense.
That's a fact.
He held Tua in check. And look what Tua did to the Chargers.
I'm so happy. I'm proud of you, bro, because you had your doubts about Mr. Bill. I told you about him, man. I told you he's a good ass coach.
I didn't say
you can plug in anybody in that defense and they will perform because he has a system where he can put his guys into sex. What's wrong with that? Yeah, defense,
not offense.
Yeah, but a lot of the Super Bowls he won was because of defense too.
Agreed. Yeah. I'm with you.
I can't believe we just made that. I had to say it though because it always brings me back to Bill Belichick, the argument, and I'm like, man, bro, like I can't believe you thought that.
Slipping.
It's crazy. He's slipping my ass.
Well, he's not now because he got a real offensive coordinator.
Build some heat.
I think it's going to be a shootout.
Do you really?
Yeah, I think it's a 38-35 last second field goal type of game. The Bills need it. This is my iconic lock of the week.
Wow.
The Bills minus the points beat Miami. Miami just put up 70.
I like it.
Look, I know the Bills blew out the Commanders too, but they didn't have to work as hard. Their defense is going to be confident coming in there. The Commanders were rolling. I just feel like it's a perfect spot for the Bills. It's a tough spot for Miami. And Miami could be sniffing themselves a little bit, which rightfully so. But the Bills are going to take care of business. I love them minus the points.
I'm so with you. I think the Bills, to me, like the Bills are winning this game here. I think they just match up really well with the Dolphins, and they are home. I think the Bills will get it done. The Bills actually rank 3rd in the NFL against the pass, giving up 142 yards per game. If the Bills can get pressure, they can make some mistakes. And I think that's going to be the name of the game here. I think they're going to get a lot of pressure. I think the Bills secondary is going to hold up just enough. And I just think Miami, for them to win the game, they need to establish the run like they've been doing. Buffalo was 14th in the NFL against the run, giving up 110 yards on the ground. So that is their pathway to success. But I think the Bills being at home and them playing better defense in this game is going to propel them.
I will actually go on record saying this. I think if the Bills lose, it won't be catastrophic, but I think it's a problem. I do, because you're down 2 games now in the division. The Patriots defense is no joke, although over the last few years, they've blown them out of the building. For whatever reason, Bill Belichick just can't figure out Josh Allen. But you lose 2 games in the division, and it's just like, again, it goes back to we almost beat you with Skylar Thompson. Now we got Tua. You can't touch us. And last year, Tua beat them in the regular season.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if Miami, if I'm a betting man and I'm watching this game live and Miami is able to have success on the ground in the first quarter, I'm putting the house on Miami. And here's why. Because Miami is just going to do play action and they're going to burn you deep with Tyreek Hill. I've seen it so many times this year. I've seen it so many times last year. If you give this guy any ounce of space and you have your linebackers creeping up to the line of scrimmage and you give Tua a vision and space to throw it to Tyreek Hill, it's over. It's over. It is over. Miami will win this game if they can establish the run. If they can't establish the run, they're getting 2-3 yards a run, the Bills are winning this football game. But I have the Bills here. I think they're going to win. and I think they're going to cover. I think they're going to win by a field goal.
I'm feeling a vintage Josh Allen game.
He needs it.
Because I think that he's going to take it personal for the division.
It's personal.
It's personal. He ain't hard to find. But I just feel like Josh Allen's going to take it personal, and he's going to come out there and give a vintage Josh Allen performance.
Love to hear that.
Next up on the slate, Commanders at Eagles. Eagles minus 7.5. Do the Commanders pull this off?
No, they're not going to pull off this upset. The only way they can is that they have to get after Jalen Hurts and contain him in the pocket. If they get pressure on Hurts, I believe they can make a couple turnovers, especially the way Jalen Hurts has been turning the ball over this year. I think they can force a couple turnovers, which can kind of keep him in the game. But if they don't get pressure on Jalen Hurts, this game's going to be a blowout.
It's a blowout regardless. And it's going to be simply due to the fact that Eagles' defensive line is going to demolish Sam Howell. He doesn't stand a chance.
What, their line is pretty bad. Washington's?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Eagles' defensive line is going to eat.
Yeah, they're going to eat.
I won't be surprised if Sam Howell threw 2 or 3 picks.
Well, they have to call plays for Sam Howell to get comfortable early. Like if they can get him out and do quick throws, do quick slants, get him comfortable in the pocket, that is the way they can ease him in the game and not make that big decision or big mistake early on. That is the only way the Commanders will be hanging in this football game.
I will say this about the Eagles. There's no way the Eagles lose this game. The Eagles are winning this game. They're winning by 7.5 points. They're definitely covering it. I'm not watching this game to see if the Eagles will win.
Lock?
I already gave it. This is another lock, but I'm simply watching this game for the Eagles just to see, are you working out the kinks on offense? Because the Commanders aren't beating us. They're not on our level.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. Eagles are going to smoke them. This is an easily 10, 14-point win.
Yep.
It's just a matter of, I want to see their offense against an okay defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to see from the Eagles.
Totally agree.
I got the Eagles minus the points, 4-0. Hopefully we can start getting this offense going.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got the Eagles 24-16. I think the Eagles are going to win this game. I think they're going to run the football effectively. Swift is, again, he's getting seven yards a carry. And Washington is 22nd in the NFL in rushing yards allowed with 128 per game. I think the Eagles are going to exploit that. I think the Eagles are going to run the football. They're going to take their shots deep. They're going to get Goddard open up in the middle of the field. I think the Eagles win this one 24-16.
All right, now we go to the battle of the buttest. Sticks and seeds. The Broncos minus 3.5 at the Bears.
Sticks and seeds. It's so real though. Yeah, they really are sticks and seeds.
Who will have a better game? Diarrhea or dog shit?
I'm gonna go with diarrhea. And that's Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I think diarrhea is gonna have a better game than dog shit. Russell Wilson hasn't been playing that bad this year. Like he's actually putting up like pretty decent stats. And Justin Fields, to me, like he's struggling, dude. He's really struggling. And I'm being like saying that. He's struggling, bro. Like he really is. He's struggling to see over the line. He's struggling to read the defenses. He's struggling to deliver the football. He's struggling to be accurate. He's just struggling to be an NFL quarterback. I think they're in trouble. Man.
That whole organization is in
fucking trouble.
That whole organization is. Their offensive coordinator stinks. Their head coach stinks. Their quarterback stinks. Their GM stinks. The moment Ryan Poles traded a 2nd-round pick for Chase Claypool, the owner should have walked to his office and gave him his pink slip.
No doubt.
What are you doing trading a 2nd-round pick for Chase Claypool? Seriously.
I know.
That's setting your quarterback up to fail. That in and of itself.
Well, in fairness, if he can't make the second read, how good is a second wide receiver?
But last year, Chase Claypool was brought in there as the one.
I get it, yeah.
Now you get DJ Moore, and it's just as bad. If not worse. Justin Fields looks worse this year than he did last year.
He didn't progress at all.
He regressed. And you have a legitimate wide receiver. DJ Moore isn't a world beater, but DJ Moore's a good wide receiver.
That's where I'll say, like, I think Russell Wilson's going to have a better game, man.
Justin Fields should be able to produce with DJ Moore. DJ Moore is a capable enough receiver to support. And that's the bottom line. That organization is a disaster. A disaster. And then with Russell Wilson, I want the Broncos to lose so bad. Because here's the thing. When I make fun of Justin Fields, I don't hate Justin Fields. I'm just simply telling you, he's booty. With Russell Wilson, I can't stand him. I can't stand Sean Payton. I don't like their attitudes. I don't like their smug comments. I can't stand them. If Russell Wilson, I'm so mad they flexed this game out of Monday night. I can't believe they did that.
I can.
Do you understand on Monday night, Broncos Bears, that would have been one of the most watched games of all time.
Absolutely, because you have a guy in Russ who is the biggest story of last offseason coming to the Broncos, or 2 offseasons ago going to the Broncos. Then you have Justin Fields hype of the MVP talks all offseason, and they're playing on Monday night, and they got flexed to a 1:00 game in Chicago. They got flexed from Monday night to 1:00, not even 4:00. Right? Not even a Sunday night game. They got flexed to a 1 p.m. game in Chicago.
This is a great point by Mark Stewart in the comments. Will Fields run all over the Broncos defense? He should.
He should, yeah.
But the problem is he's not breaking the pocket looking to run anymore.
Right.
Which is, for fantasy users, that's a problem. And for Justin quarterback to succeed in and of itself is a problem. Because Justin Fields can't be successful standing in the pocket. He can't. He needs his legs.
Yep.
And that's okay. You're a runner. Run. You will open up more opportunities for yourself.
Totally agree.
So it's a good thought, Mark, but I'm curious because I have no trust in Justin Fields. However, I will be rooting for the Bears this week. However, I'm rooting for the Bears. I'm taking the Broncos because you just got embarrassed. If you can't respond after giving up 70 points collectively as a unit, they're beyond repair.
Okay, so then now we have two sides of the sword, right? We have a double-edged sword here.
Mm-hmm.
If the Broncos lose this game, they lost the locker room.
If the Broncos,
you can make a case, right?
I'll say this. If the Broncos lose this game, Russell Wilson doesn't start the following week.
Okay, so then you have that going on. If the Bears lose, now what? What's going to be the story on them? Because the story is going to be, well, the Bears are going to look to get another quarterback.
I think it's going to be the same old story for the Bears. I just think that, as you just said, the conversation will shift to, are they going to get ready to tank for Caleb?
They should.
Or are they going to be a 3-win team and possibly land Shador?
I just.
But I'll tell you right now, with the comments that Caleb Williams made and his dad, he's not going to Chicago. If you're a quarterback looking to come out, why would you go there under that management? You see what it is. You see what you're going to.
I know. I agree with you, man. Like, look, it's the Bears have an organization problem. It's not just Justin Fields, but he's really not helping the calls either. He's not making good plays. He's making it worse. He's making the organization as a whole is already shit. Now you have the quarterback who really is lacking confidence. Like, he doesn't have any confidence in him. You could tell the way he's playing very sloppy, just not seeing the field. This is a big regression year for him. But if I'm going to take a team in this one, I'm going to take the Broncos, and I'm going to take them outright here because, again, like what you just said, a team giving up 70 points, they're going to come out pissed off. They're going to come out with a point to prove, and the Bears, they're just. I mean, look, they have a point to prove too because they're so bad, but they're ways away from being fixed. Whereas, like, the Broncos, Russ is playing pretty decent. He's playing a lot better this year than he is last year. I will say that.
Well, I mean, he should. He was
right.
terrible last year.
Right. So that's where I give the edge to the Broncos. I'm going to go, even though it's a cross-country game, I'm going to go with the Broncos here outright. And I have no trust in Fields. I just don't. This is how bad Justin Fields is. He's a 3.5-point underdog against a team that just lost by 70 points.
50.
That's how. Oh, yeah. They just lost by 50 points. That's how bad Justin Fields is. That is pathetic. I would be embarrassed.
Bro, and he's a home dog.
I would be so embarrassed to be a home dog against a team that just gave up 70 points. I would be so embarrassed, dog. Like I just would. I would feel like shit. And people wonder why his confidence is low. Shit, mine would be too. I'd be questioning myself, fam. I'm an underdog to a team that just gave up 70 points and lost by 50, and I'm home. And I'm home, bro. I got the home crowd with me.
Bear down.
That's crazy.
Bear down.
Bear down my ass. They are down.
They are. They down bad.
And they ain't coming back up anytime soon, bro.
Battle in the AFC North. Ravens at Browns. Browns -2.5. Who's it more important for?
Oh my God. This is more important for Deshaun Watson. This is the reason why they got him in Cleveland, for these type of games, to go up against a Lamar Jackson, to go up against a Pittsburgh Steelers organization, to go against the Joe Burrows. This is why they got Deshaun Watson. This guy needs to perform at a high level, and this is a division game at home against Lamar, right? Who both just got their money, kind of identical contracts. And it's funny that Lamar is playing against a team, against a quarterback that he compared his contract that he wanted. So that's actually,
I like that.
That's actually kind of funny. But I think the most pressure here is Deshaun Watson. He has to. The Browns have a good fucking team. The Browns team is legitimately a Super Bowl contender. I don't care anybody says they're a Super Bowl contending team. That defense is really good. Like they're good against the pass, good against the run. They got edge rushers. We talk about it all the time. The biggest question is the quarterback. That's why he has the most pressure here. And if Lamar Jackson lost, it's Lamar Jackson. Everybody's going to wipe their hands and they're going to move on.
Not me, because it's way more important for the Ravens.
Why?
Way more important for the Ravens, dude. You can't come out of the gate 2-2. You got Super Bowl aspirations too. You paid your quarterback. You fought with him all off season. You signed Odell Beckham. You drafted Zay Flowers. Come on, dude. What is it? Sink or swim? And they need to get a new medical staff.
Yep.
Because every year, the Ravens and the 49ers got 70 dudes hurt.
Their running backs are always hurt.
Always.
Oh, it's crazy,
and I'm still not over losing JK in fantasy because he was about to be good.
He was.
But I'm just saying, this game is way more important for the Ravens.
Yeah, man. I got this. Bro. I got this as my my iconic lock of the week. I got the Browns winning here 23-17.
Shit.
Yeah, the Browns are winning this football game. And
so do you think Lamar or Deshaun's under pressure this week?
I think Deshaun's under more pressure.
No.
Deshaun's under a lot more pressure.
Bro, you can't come out of the gate 2-2 after signing your contract that's off season, talking all that smack.
Yeah, but Deshaun Watson can't come out the gate 2-2 either. He just signed a big deal a season ago.
Fair. I mean, they are.
His time's ticking faster than Lamar's.
There's similar situations, and Lamar has the excuse that there's injuries.
Correct.
You're right, actually. No.
So I would say Deshaun Watson. This is why they brought him in here.
You're right, to win these divisional games. The 2.5-point spreads that you need to win to get ahead in the division.
This is my lock, bro. This is my lock. The Browns are winning this game. This is a mismatch against the Ravens. The Ravens don't have wide receivers. The Cleveland has damn near probably the best secondary in football. They got 2 edge rushers. They have great linebackers. They're gonna feast, bro.
I'm taking the Ravens.
Wow.
On the money line.
That's crazy. He faded me, yo. That's crazy.
Always.
That's good.
No, I'm just playing. The Browns are coming off a big win. Ravens coming off a bad loss. Ravens, I think I trust the Ravens in this spot more. I trust John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson more than I trust Kevin Stefanski and Deshaun Watson. And I think that they'll get right.
I know. I mean, I get that. Like, it's so easy to say, yeah, I trust these guys more. But, like, how much do I really trust them?
I trust the Super Bowl winning head coach. Big Tros.
Big Tros.
Yeah,
how much of I big Tros then?
Yeah, I do, dude. I are we sold on Kevin Stefanski?
I don't think he's that bad.
No, I don't. I'm just saying, but is he that guy? We don't know. The jury's still out on it.
We don't know. But Harbaugh hasn't won in a long time either, though, in fact.
But they're always competitive.
They're always competitive, sure. But the Browns, I mean, they were competitive a couple of years ago with Baker. Yeah, but dude, their team this year, man, like I just love this.
They can be different.
They're really good, man.
Yeah, bro. You're a Cleveland Cowboy.
No, I'm a Brown.
So's E.
Yeah, that's true too.
Patriots at Cowboys. Cowboys -7. Who's under more pressure, Mac or Dak?
Dak, because I don't think the Patriots' flaws are Mac. I think the Cowboys' issues could be Dak. So the spotlight is going to be more on him. And it's not like Dak's just making some poor decisions in the most crucial moments, especially in against Arizona. I know he only threw 1 pick this year, but that was a really costly pick because he could have gotten him back in the game if they scored a touchdown. But overall, it's definitely Dak. When you are America's quarterback, America's team's quarterback, you're always got the most pressure on you. Mac Jones is not the problem for the Patriots' issues. That's why Dak is under more pressure.
It's absolutely Dak.
Yeah,
absolutely. You got whatchamacallit. you got legitimate playmakers. Mac Jones doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't a skill player. You can maybe make the argument Ramondre versus Tony Pollard. There isn't a skill player on the Cowboys offense that is not better than the Patriots.
Maybe a Hunter Henry.
Ferguson look all right.
Yeah, he all right though.
Hunter Henry's been okay.
Henry's okay.
But
besides the point, I get it. In terms of wide receivers, yeah, it's not close.
Dak has way more help. You've been paid. You should be able to handle this. This is what you get paid the big bucks for. Not to throw for 150 and no touchdowns. Win these games. And they're a big favorite. A big favorite. That line, I actually hate that line. I hate that line.
Chris Harper said Patriots D is good.
What?
I had to go in the comments to say pause, fam.
Well, yeah. Come on, Chris. Don't do me like that. Love you. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, appreciate it, brother.
What did the Patriots need to do to pull off the upset?
Run the football right at Micah Parsons. If that's going to be the blueprint, that's what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to hesitate. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do play action. I'm going to get my tight ends involved because the corners on Dallas is pretty good, but I think I can get the mismatches with the linebackers on Hunter Henry. So I do like that for New England. And then Patriots defense is good. Yeah, Chris, you're absolutely right. The Patriots D is good. They are one of the best defenses in the league. And I think they can slow down this Dallas offense because Dallas offense haven't exploded the first 3 weeks. So I definitely think they can be had. So I think those are the keys of the game for the Patriots. Play good defense and run the football.
They need Ramondre Stevenson to be Ramondre Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
He had 19 carries last week. He had 4 targets, only caught 1 ball. A few of them hit him right in his hands where he could have got a nice chunk of yards. I just think the Patriots need to play Patriots football, and with Bill Belichick's mind, they can out coach Mike McCarthy and win. I really believe that.
That's a good
Patriots
path, yeah.
just have to stick to what they do.
Their game plan is, yeah.
Their game plan. Low scoring. Mac Jones, make the plays when you need to. Run the shit out of the football. And Ezekiel Elliott's coming back.
Yep.
You don't think there's going to be an added edge there? I do.
I don't know how much that's going to play a factor, but
I think they'll rally because they're going to want to win for Zeke because I think the way that he went out in Dallas.
Yeah, his last play, he got trucked.
That's what I'm saying.
That is kind of shitty, though.
What's your prediction?
Pain.
Yeah.
Nah, I got Dallas here 28-20. The only way that Dallas can avoid the upset in this game is converting in the red zone. You can't score 6 points in three.
This is a
red zone
bad matchup to try and fix that problem.
If you kick field goals against the Patriots, they're going to make you pay some way or another because they're too goodly coached. They're too goodly coached. It's
too
crazy.
Goodly coached.
That's insane. That was like absolutely like.
That was almost as bad as Phil last night with Wright.
Damn, I need a helmet.
I got you.
Yeah. No, they're they're greatly coached. How about that? And I lost my train of thought.
It's all good. Don't worry about it.
I don't care.
That was a Biden blunder.
Yeah. Nick
really
Biden.
Was. Yeah.
Nick Biden from Cleveland.
What did I say?
I don't know.
Goodly.
Goodly coach. That's crazy.
All right. So
I'm
here's
like
the thing.
Dumbass.
I'm picking the Patriots as my psychotic upset of the week. However, I am worried because that's a big line. And it feels like they're begging you to bet the Patriots here. Cowboys shouldn't be 7-point favorites. They shouldn't be 7-point favorites. But my theory goes into better coach. The Cowboys suck in the red zone. Patriots defense is amazing. I don't think that they're going to correct it. They're going to kick field goals. Patriots eke out a win. I'm going to say 21-17. Patriots win.
Wow. That would be an upset for sure.
For sure. All right. Last thing before we get out of here. Going over the week 4 slate. Falcons at Jaguars. Jaguars -3.
I got the Jags outright.
Jaguars are going to smoke them.
Mm-hmm.
Coming off a bad loss against the Texans. Steelers -3 at Texans.
This is my psychotic upset of the week. I got the Texans beating the Steelers here in this game.
Bro, I love this pick.
They are.
Because I love this pick.
Houston's been playing pretty good, quietly good football, and the Steelers, they don't look right. There's something going on offense that they just haven't mustered up. And I think Houston's been playing some pretty damn good defense, and Stroud's been awesome. So, I'm going to take my chance here. I think the Texans win this game.
I'm taking the Steelers on the money line, but I'm taking the Texans with the points. I think this is a very close game. I love that pick, though. Love it. Rams at Colts. Colts -1.5.
I'm going to take the Rams here. Money line.
Me too. Matt Stafford should be able to.
I'm surprised by that line, though. That line is kind of weird, but I'll take the Rams.
Very weird. Another one where I'm just looking at it sideways because I'm like, how are the Colts favorite against Sean McVay, Matt Stafford? How?
Unless they're going off last night's blunder or game. I don't know either.
Colts look all right, though.
They do look all right. I'll give them credit. Yeah. They actually have looked like a formidable team.
Vikings -3.5 at the Panthers.
I'm going to go Vikings here. They have to have it. I got the Vikings outright.
I got the Vikings both ways as well. There's no reason they should lose to the Panthers.
There's no way.
Bucks at Saints. Saints -3.
I got the Saints -3. I think the Saints always have the Bucks number in New Orleans. It's just one of those things. I'm going to go with the defense here with the Saints.
I'm taking the Bucks. Jameis Winston is not beating Tampa Bay's defense. I don't believe in Jameis Winston. I think he's cooked. I think last week is what Jameis Winston is. Give me the Bucks outright. Baker Mayfield goes to 3-1.
I get it, bro, but the Saints play so weird with the Bucks in the regular season. It's just it's really weird, dude. I can't really explain it.
I want to say what happened.
I can't explain it. I'm curious.
Bengals -2.5 at the Titans.
I got the Bengals money line here. I don't love it, but I'll take the Titans with the points here.
I got the Bengals in an absolute blowout.
I don't know about that.
This could be like a get right. You start feeling good. T. Higgins pops off. Jamar Chase pops off, does regular Jamar Chase things. T. Higgins goes back to doing T. Higgins things. Joe Burrow looks okay. That's the Bengals are one of my favorite bets of the weekend. They smoked the Titans in Tennessee.
I know, but the Titans just got smoked. They got Vrabel.
They're cooked.
I don't know. Their quarterback's cooked. They need a quarterback.
Raiders at Chargers. Chargers -6. Jimmy G is in concussion protocol.
I got the Chargers -6 here. I'm not thinking twice.
Me too. Chargers bloodbath.
Yeah.
Cardinals at 49ers. 49ers -14.
I got the Niners money line, but I'm going to take the Cardinals with the 14. 14 points is a lot of fucking points, man. That's 2 touchdowns. And I learned that shit last week with Dallas and shit. So I'm going to take the points here with 14, bro.
I got the 49ers and I'm taking the 49ers -14. Cardinals are coming off a Super Bowl win against the
Super Bowl win is crazy.
Beating the Cowboys like that and handling them. The 49ers are so physical. They physical. And I just think they're going to bust them up.
So then the next week, when whoever the Cardinals play next week, bet that house against them.
The house.
So like double digits loss.
The Rams. Look at the Rams. They lost to the 49ers.
Yeah.
And what's crazy
That's a close game, though.
The 49ers play Dallas, and then Dallas goes to LA to play the Chargers.
49ers played Dallas, and say that again.
Then Dallas goes to LA to play the Chargers.
Oh, that's a gauntlet right there.
We'll see. Chiefs -9.5 at the Jets.
I got the Chiefs -9.5. They're gonna perform in Broadway.
Absolutely. Here's the thing: the Chiefs are gonna shut them out.
Shut them out.
The Chiefs defense
is slept on.
They're a top 5 AFC defense.
They're really good.
The Chiefs. I don't think the Jets score. I'm dead serious.
Wow.
I would not be surprised if this was a 31-0 game, and Patrick Mahomes is out after the third quarter. That's genuinely how I feel. Seahawks at Giants. Giants -1.5.
I got the Seahawks money line here. I got an upset in New York. I don't believe in the Giants. I think the Giants are super mid. I think they're hella ass, and I like the Seahawks here to money line.
Love the Seahawks. Seahawks are going to smack them. The Giants are not in their league, and the Seahawks are a really good team.
Yep,
and that's just that. All right, guys, that concludes episode 175. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in. Thank you to everybody that commented tonight. That was a lot of fun. That was great.
That was some good shit right there.
Theories, take it away. We'll see you guys next, probably Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll be back Wednesday. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate all the love, support, and the comments. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. We are also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Megaphone, Stitcher,
and all that other shit.
Also, follow us on all of our social platforms, as you do not want to miss our daily content on X, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And we will see you guys next Wednesday at P&I, baby.
I'm caps lock different. It's facts, not fiction. Said I black out for real, then the track gone missing. If it's cap, I'm dipping. We ain't talking about a move, then it's flatline finished. When I spaz, I'm grinning. Put a peel off in the Sadies and I pass by spinning. It's perks with this life, but I don't have my skinach. Took a quick trip and now I'm back home winning. And I see they eyes pop like I snack on spinach. Pull up to the spot, she tryna grab my digits. I'm already 8 shots, a Henny past my limit. Here you go. Hazards with a dash full of tickets. I'ma act like I don't see them. I got bad eye vision. Y'all can't pass my scrimmage. While y'all tripping, it's Aruba. I realize